I've been a beauty blogger and beauty YouTuber for 8 years now, and that's given me the title of makeup expert amongst my friends and acquaintances. And usually when I'm asked for makeup tips, it's one of the same 5 questions. So today I'm gonna be sharing the makeup secrets and makeup hacks that I get asked about the most. These makeup tips can help you with multiple stages in your routine, from foundation to lips, so we'll get into all that. But first, if you're new here, hi, my name is Miranda. Welcome to my channel where we talk all things budget beauty. If that sounds interesting to you, then become the newest member of the Slashed Squad by hitting subscribe and the bell icon. Hopefully you learned something new today. Let's get into it. The first makeup tip or hack that I get asked for the most is what to do when you mismatch your foundation. So when you buy a foundation shade that is either too light or too dark for you. My first realistic tip would be try to return or exchange it. Even at the drugstore, they usually have some type of return policy for open beauty products. But if you are unable to return your product or you just need to use it right away, here is what I most often do to correct the situation. So to demonstrate this makeup hack, I'm gonna use a foundation that's too dark for me. This is the Kokie Full Cover Foundation in 60W. What I usually do with this foundation is mix it with another bottle of the same foundation that I have that's lighter, but I'm gonna assume you don't just have multiple bottles of foundation lying around. So I'm gonna start applying it with a sponge, and instead of applying it to the middle of my face first, which is what I usually do, I'm actually gonna start towards the outside of my face. You can see that's too dark for me, oh my gosh. I'm also gonna come in under my cheekbones a little bit, but I'm really gonna focus most of the product at the perimeter of my face. Don't forget to blend onto the neck. Now, when I don't have a lot of product left on the sponge, that's when I'm gonna start going in to the center of my face just to even everything out so that there's not like a bare section of my face. So hopefully you can see that this is too dark for me when you compare like my neck to my face. Now that the foundation that's too dark for me is all blended out, I'm gonna take a concealer that is either my actual skin tone or a little bit lighter. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Light Beige, and I'm gonna apply this towards the center of my face as well as the high points of my face where I would typically highlight. So not only will this end up highlighting my face, but balance out the darkness and make the dark foundation look like more of a contour product. So I'm gonna go ahead and create sort of a triangle on my forehead, bring it down the middle of my face, sort of the T-zone area, and under the eye as well as the cheek. I know it looks crazy, but let's start blending because this really makes a difference. And so now I'm just gonna go ahead and start blending that out. And you can start seeing right away my forehead is looking a little bit more balanced. Let's go down the nose. And this might feel like a lot of product depending on what you're using, but that is why I stressed not applying too much of the foundation towards the center of the face so that you're not layering up a lot of thickness. Like the concealer is gonna be the predominant product towards the center of the face. Now that the concealer's blended out, I think my shade of foundation looks a lot more balanced. It matches a little bit better with the rest of my body. And where the darker foundation still shows, it looks like more of a natural contour. Now let's talk about if the opposite happens. If you have a foundation that's too light, you sort of wanna use the same technique but work backwards. So you'll focus most of the product towards the center of the face and the high points of your face, sheer it out everywhere else, and then use a contour or a bronzer, either powder or cream, to deepen up the borders and contour areas of your face. And now you have a foundation that you can actually use. So I'm gonna do a few more steps in my makeup routine off camera, and then I'll be right back with the next makeup hack. This next makeup tip is probably the one that I'm asked for the absolute most. How to do winged eyeliner. If you've watched even 1 or 2 other videos of mine, you've probably seen me do winged eyeliner, but I don't necessarily talk you through it. So today I'm gonna break it down step by step. Let's zoom you in. Today I'm gonna be using the Maybelline Hyper Easy Liquid Liner. Now, if you haven't seen my recent video ranking the best drugstore liquid eyeliners, I would highly suggest it. I'll put it in a card. So this liner is a pen style and it has a brush tip, and that is my first recommendation for doing winged liner, is to use a brush tip liner. The problem with using a felt tip is that they tend to fray, sometimes even after 1 or 2 uses. And even one rogue fiber on a felt tip can ruin a perfectly good winged liner. So I'll start by just stamping the liner really close to my lash line to create that baseline. And once you've got it stamped on, then you can kind of go in and smooth out any jaggedness. So I'll just drag the liner really gently. So personally, my next step is creating the bottom line of the wing. Now they say the most flattering wing shape is going to follow the curve of your bottom lash line. So the way that it curves up, you should follow that and extend it to create your wing. You can follow that rule, you don't have to, it just depends on the look you prefer. But the benefit to sticking to that rule is that it will help you create even wings and even angles on both sides. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and create that bottom swoop. Now that I have this bottom border, I'm going to create the top border of my wing by swooping down from just under the point back down to my baseline. So this is where you want to be now. You have the middle part waiting to be filled in, but you have the top and bottom borders. And so now I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in the blank space. Now you might see a little bit of unevenness where the wing meets the baseline, so I'm just gonna go ahead and smooth over that connection. And there we go, winged liner done. Obviously practice makes perfect with this one, especially if you don't necessarily have a very steady hand. So I'll do the other eye really quickly and then we'll move on to the next makeup tip. We will stay zoomed in for this next makeup tip, which is all about how to do glue-on false eyelashes. So you've seen me wear this brand before. It's the AOA Studio 3D Faux Mink lashes, literally the best money can buy. And it's not that much money either. These are in the style Harper. My first tip for false lashes is to trim your lash to size. Not only will it be so much more easy to apply if it fits you, but it will be more comfortable to wear and will last longer. Now, I'm pretty sure I've already trimmed this pair, but I wanna show you the process. I would take the lash and hold it up to my eye, sort of across the center, just to see where the length hits me. If it looks like the lash is extending past my outer corner, then I'll trim it from the outer corner going inward. Never trim a lash from the inner corner, especially if it's a flared style, because you want those smaller, wispier pieces in your inner corner to look more natural. And that's usually how they design fake lashes. Before we move on to the actual lash application, I'm going to curl my lashes and add a very thin coat of mascara. This is going to help your natural lashes blend in with the falsies so that you don't have 2 layers of lashes very visible. So just give them a good curl. Now when you're applying mascara before falsies, you're not going to build it up as much as you would if you were just wearing the mascara. You're just trying to darken them up a little bit and give the lift a little hold. Okay, now I'm gonna grab onto the lashes with some tweezers, and you wanna use tweezers that are relatively wide so you can get a good grip. So I grab onto the lash towards the middle or slightly off center towards the outer corner. Let's apply glue. So I'm using the A+ Super Lash Glue. This is also from AOA Studio. I think it's like $150. It's my favorite lash glue. I prefer brush-on lash glues like this for several reasons. I think they are a lot neater. They're not as gloopy and messy, but also it's harder to over-apply glue when you're brushing it on. You get to be a little bit more precise in the amount that you apply, and that makes application all the more easier. I'm gonna go ahead and brush that across the lash band. And I'm a little bit more generous on the outer and inner corner than I am with the rest of the lash band because those are the points that are most prone to popping up. And now we wait. This is the most important part of putting on false lashes. Do not put them on when the glue is fresh because they're not gonna stick to your lash. They're gonna slide around and pop up. So let the glue get a little tacky. In this case, because I'm using like a white translucent glue, I'll see the glue get more clear, just slightly, and that's my indication to put the lash on. Sometimes I like to fan it and dance with it to help speed it along. So here's what it looks like when I'm about about to put the lash on. You can see that it's become pretty clear, the glue, throughout most of the band. So first I'm gonna line up the lash, again, by just holding it right through the center of my open eye, see where each corner lines up, close my eye, and place it down, putting pressure in the middle. Release the tweezers, get the outer corner next. Line it up, kind of put some pressure towards your outer corner, and then inner corner next. Then I'm gonna take the tweezers and squish the falsies in with my natural lashes, and the little bit of mascara that's on my natural lashes will help them sort of stick together. And there we go, lashes are on and they're feeling secure. Another benefit to using a brush-on lash glue is that if you feel that your corners are in jeopardy of popping up, maybe you didn't apply enough glue in the first place, you can just take the tip of the brush and dot it onto your lash line and push the lash back down. So if needed, a brush-on lash glue is very useful for touch-ups throughout the day. These last two makeup tips are lip tips, starting with lip liner. Now, I don't use lip liner with every makeup look, but it is very helpful if you want really crisp outlines for your lips, if you want to overdraw your lips, or if you want your lipstick to last longer. So I'm using a Kylie lip kit today in the shade Ulta Beauty, which is sort of a deep rosy mauve, and I'm gonna share with you my makeup secret to getting a perfect Cupid's bow. That's this dip right here. That's called a Cupid's bow. So I'm gonna show you how I get that and the peaks of my lips on either side even. My first step is to create an X at the very center of my Cupid's bow. By doing that, you're creating a very even and sharp point at your Cupid's bow, and you're giving yourself sort of even peaks to either side of your lip. So from here, I'm gonna go ahead and move the line downwards towards the outer corner. As I move towards the corner of my mouth, I sort of move a little bit inward. I don't want my lip line to come out past the corner of my mouth. See how the line sort of just disappears into the corner? And again, the line just sort of moves inward and it meets right in the inner corner. It doesn't move outwards outside of my mouth. That's how you end up with overdrawn lips that look clown-like. So as you can see, my Cupid's bow is pretty defined right now, and both peaks of my top lip are pretty even. Now, this is obviously not gonna be for everyone. Everyone has different shaped lips or lip look preferences. It's all about what you like. This is what I like. Now, when I line my bottom lip, I start at the middle, and then I bring either side up into the corner again. You can totally leave your liner looking like this and move on to lipstick, especially if you do have a lip kit or just two really, really close shades. But if you want to make your lipstick last longer and also just kind of have more of an even look, go ahead and fill in your lips with the liner just lightly. You don't have to go all out. And this creates a nice base for your lipstick to stick to, and it also tends to fill in the fine lines, so your lipstick will go over smoother on top. I have a lot of fine lines on my top lip. I blame the duck face trend of MySpace. For a good like 5 years, I was just permanently like this. My very last makeup hack is how to fix smudged lipstick the right way. So let me go ahead and put on lipstick so we have something to fix. So I made a mistake on my lipstick on purpose. Now, whether you have a mistake like this or you're just trying to even out your lip line, resist the urge to swipe your lips like this across the border. All that's going to do is smear color into your foundation around your lips, and you're never gonna get that crisp outline. I mean, you can if you reapply foundation, it's just gonna be a lot of work. So here's what you do. Push the lipstick in towards the center of your lips, like this. Yes, you are taking off more lipstick on your lips, but you're not smearing any product outside of your lip line, getting that hazy effect. And from here, just go ahead and reapply your lipstick and fill in the part that you removed. So now you have a very clean and defined outline, which you would not have had you just tried to kind of wipe it away. This is a makeup hack that has saved my look many times. Are there any other makeup tips or secrets that you'd like me to review reveal. Let me know what they are in the comments below, and if there are enough common ones, then maybe I'll make another video like this based on your responses. Today's shout out goes to Lila May. Thanks for being a member of the Slashed Squad. And join me over in this video next where I share the best products at Sephora that only cost $20 or under. I'll see you over there. Bye!